Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
On Tuesday, a Rapid City police officer drew his weapon and shot a suspect while enforcing a no-contact order. This is the third officer-involved shooting of the year in South Dakota.
Attorney General Marty Jackley says other states are also experiencing more officer-involved shootings than normal, and he believes he knows why.
I attribute that oftentimes to addiction. The use of some of the controlled substances, methamphetamine, fentanyl, causes people to do out-of-the-ordinary actions. And we see that impact everywhere, including with officer-involved shootings here in South Dakota.
At Jackley's request, state lawmakers approved stiffer penalties for criminals who try to kill police officers. Rapid City Police are offering a $5,000 reward for information that leads to the arrest of the man accused of shooting a 6-year-old boy. Police are still searching for Lyle Bluelegs III.
The shooting almost a week ago sent the 6-year-old to the hospital with serious injuries. Authorities say detectives have spent hundreds of hours investigating the shooting and trying to find Bluelegs. If you know where he is, you're asked to call Rapid City Police. The Sioux Falls Police Department, Highway Patrol, and Minnehaha County Sheriff's Office held a saturation patrol over Memorial Day weekend, targeting high-speed drivers. Operation Grover was held last Friday from 7 p.m. to 3 a.m. Over 90 citations were given out, with 47 of them related to speeding.
5 citations were for speeding 26 miles over the limit. 14 citations had no seat belts, and 5 DWI arrests were also made. Sioux Falls Police thanked its law enforcement partners for helping to crack down on speeding in the city. The mother of 2 boys injured in a home explosion near Fort Pierre last week says the boys are making positive progress. On their Caring Bridge page, Kelsey Hupp said 5-year-old Miles has been very alert. She said doctors were going to switch up some medications, hopefully allowing them to take his tube out.
Hupp also says the pulmonary doctor was very happy with how both of 3-year-old Royce's lungs looked, saying they're just inflamed from the impact. The cause of the explosion is still under investigation, but foul play is not suspected. Now let's get a check of our weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Good morning, Brian.
All right. Good morning, Travis. Good morning, everybody. Hot summer day today. More hits of rain around the region. We've been seeing that lately, and we expect more of that to continue. So be prepared for the possibility it could rain, but also expect that it's going to be hot and dry for a lot of the day as well. 90 high in Aberdeen, 92 in Sisseton, Sioux Falls, 88. Rapid City, a little cooler, 78. Better chances of late afternoon rain there. A full look at Futurecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Brian. A bear has made its way into northeastern South Dakota. The South Dakota Highway Patrol posted pictures on Facebook of the bear in a field near Britton. They say Game Fish and Parks is tracking the bear's movements.
This isn't the first time a bear has been spotted across the state this time of year. Last year, a black bear was on the move near Custer. And 4 years ago, a bear was spotted in northern South Dakota. It's been 75 years since the first blast at the Crazy Horse Memorial. This weekend, you can see the progress crews have made on the sculpture, as well as take part in celebration events.
The crew is putting the final touches on the hand of Crazy Horse, and they really amp things up throughout the winter, throughout the spring. And so as they're working on the hand, they'll be working in the horse's mane and Crazy Horse's hair probably the next 3 to 5 years. So we're excited to see the upcoming progress.
The celebration will be filled with events this weekend, and they'll continue throughout the summer. It's one of the things you don't always think about, but where does all the wastewater in Sioux Falls end up? The City of Sioux Falls Water Reclamation Plant on the northeast side of the city treats about 18 million gallons of water and 44,000 pounds of pollution every day.
Plant Operations Manager Mark Harrelser says over 900 miles of pipes underneath Sioux Falls collect all the wastewater and bring it here to be cleaned.
There's basically 2 paths of where this waste goes. We basically turn it into inert organic material that goes out to the farm fields, and then the clean water goes out into the Big Sioux River.
An expansion is currently underway for the water reclamation plant and is set to be complete in 2025. If you would like to see a video and take a short virtual tour of the plant, you can find it attached to this story on KELOLAND.com.
South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem says she's deploying 50 South Dakota National Guard troops to the southern border later this summer. Noem says crime rates, drug overdoses, and human trafficking have all skyrocketed because the border is a war zone. South Dakota's governor joins a group of 12 other Republican governors sending troops to the southern border.
That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, weather today. Well, it's all eyes on the skies again to see how many of those clouds produce some scattered hits of rain. Of course, as we watch the weather, I would say by the peak heating of the afternoon, we'll be able to develop enough of those bubbling cumulus clouds to start producing some scattered hits of rain. If you get underneath one of the heavier thunderstorms, yes, you can pick up an inch of rain. There'll be some of that around, but there'll be plenty of misses as well. So that's kind of just the mix of stories we're talking about. Of course, it's interesting, too, on Futurecast how it tends to slide the temperature in Sioux Falls on the hourly update because it wants to brew a thunderstorm. We'll see. Again, jury's still out on how many of those can actually pop up, but today is a fair chance of that, at least for Sioux Falls. Rapid City, too, I would expect thunderstorms or at least some scattered hits of rain around tonight. Tomorrow morning, we'll start the same cycle. It'll be dry, and then it'll try to light up in a few hot spots on radar again tomorrow afternoon. And it seems like that's just been the pattern. We're kind of in a rut with the temperatures likely staying above average. No change on the 7 days. We're pretty close to 90. High pressure kind of wanders back and forth a little bit, but it's just hard to organize rain when we have that kind of feature around. The steering patterns in the atmosphere, that doesn't guide the rain in necessarily a good fashion to produce widespread showers and thunderstorms. So you just kind of have to roll with it here for now into these first few days of June. We'll get a couple hits of rain from time to time, and I imagine with the temperature forecast simply being that much above normal, it's going to put a lot more pressure on catching some rain, because even those of you who are getting some moisture, you run through it pretty quickly with this kind of weather. These average highs, you know, this time of year we should be around 80 in Sioux Falls, and we're around 90. And that's warmer than it is usually in mid-July. And of course, we look at Aberdeen, same story. It's close to 90 about every day of the 7-day forecast. So for now, we'll kind of keep these chances of rain going off and on through the start or even through the weekend. We might add a couple more next week. We'll see how that goes with the Tuesday forecast. Pierre is about the same story. The front end of the forecast is a little wetter. And then next week, a batch of 90s, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Rapid would also trend a little warmer there next week. Not a lot, but still in the 80s. Check out the complete details of the forecast and the recent trends online at KENDALLAND.com.